Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you back to the library of Ruina, where today we have a new realization. But this is a bit of a special realization, for you see there is not an abnormality before it, meaning that I don't know what's going to happen. I still suspect we're going to be fighting Binah at the end of it, along with Apocalypse Bird. Jesus Christ, the Apocalypse Bird. That is going to be thing. But because we know we're fighting Apocalypse Bird, because it's goddamn obvious, I have made sure I've got the most powerful cards available to me. Forget synergy, I just went for power. Who do we have? We have Zhao. We have Maxium. We have Claire. What? We have Zhao, we have Maxium, we have the Purple Tear, and we have Nikolai. The four most powerful cards you can get in this game, in my opinion. And we are ready to go. We don't even know who it's going to be for. I still suspect it's not for Roland, after all. Because it's just like the lower floors, the middle floors, and now we're on the upper floors. So there should be something special, so who knows what's going to happen. Angela won't even show up here once, huh? It must be because she harbors a deep-rooted resentment towards me that can never be rid of. Do you know the being Angela was modeled after? Nope. She never really told me about who she was based on, and I didn't really want to bother asking further. Angela was created in the image of the person named Carmen. She was the one who sought to change the city. Hang on, what? You mean the Carmen who recruited people for her quest to cure humanity? She strove to create a world without conflict. To elaborate, her idea of utopia was one in which people did not harm each other, and could mutually understand. She dreamed of a world where people could dream. Alas, she could never reach that ideal herself, tragically. The fruit of her research could only be born after she sacrificed her life for it. And the head didn't miss that prime opportunity to strike? Of course, her cause was an important offense, even though that was not all. Angela was meant to be a substitute of Carmen. The one who created Angela and carried out the plan. And the one I am keeping an eye on. He was the same type of individual as I. He merely shouldered the burden of completing the task, He merely shouldered the burden of completing the task the one he loved left behind. He never pursued any great cause in a true sense. He was frail, yet could not be understood by anyone. It may be that he desperately longed for understanding from another being for that reason. So you're saying that Angela was made to fill the Carmen-sized hole in his heart? The forbidden endeavor to create someone to look over his fragile self, a cocktail of irony and lingering attachment, self-loathing, and insanity. The irony of codependency where the two gravely needed each other but could never be next to each other. The abiding affection for Carmen that compelled him to create a mechanical copy of her, even though there was no real need for such resemblance. The result ended up resembling him more than Carmen, funny enough. The self-contentment that stemmed from countless contradictions and regrets. And the insanity of neglecting Angela to suffer for nigh eternity when she was capable of having a mind that is no different from humans. Beautiful, is it not? Beautiful my arse. He was an absolute top-of-the-range nutcase if what you said is true. Yet he was a beacon of virtue for some. There is no such thing as good in this world, however. There is only what is perceived as such. It is not up to the individual to dare make universal judgment. Right, and I bet he was a spawn of evil to others. Humans are bound to view the world while carrying certain things on their backs. You are no exception, of course. Ooh! Ooh, who are we talking as right now? Because I still don't know if we're Roland or Binah. From the Binah's last sentence, it kind of leads me to assume it's Roland, but I'll speak in a normal voice until I see a face. Never having a chance to see my parents, I grew up in the hands of an old woman in the back streets, and I was left alone when she was gone not too long after. Looking for a way to make a living for myself, I jumped into the world of fixers at a young age. I had my gran to thank for that, since she taught me how to survive as a fixer before she left. I spent all my time dealing with requests and errands for others, rather than doing anything for myself. In time, I gradually forgot. Was there anything that I could do for myself? I thought as I watched the naked and explicit facets of the city. Should I settle for a life where I won't lack for anything crucial? Will I be happy if I live in the nest? It was when the days of smoke-filled skies and the sense of humans were nearing their end. That leads more to think it's Roland, considering he was in the smoke war. And there's my answer. Fuck off! This one is mine to kill. Ooh, Salvador! Interesting, you did say you knew him, but I didn't realize you knew him from the smoke war. That's actually kind of interesting. You're one snappish kid, aren't you? Wearing an odd mask, too. I said fuck off. Huh? Try looking at what's in front of you for once. You'll miss the most important things if you're always looking back, don't you know? You're not getting any thanks from me. I wasn't expecting any. And I'm still getting credit for this one's head. What is a young sprout like you doing here anyway, partaking in this war? It's none of your business. I bet you're here for the migration permit to the nest. Are you here for that too, old fart? I'm a nest resident at birth, so I don't quite need that. The hell are you here for, then? You sure are ignorant of this world, kid. Take a look. A badge of I-Corp's nest. An entire association has been hired, you see. I frankly don't know what we're fighting for. This smoke admittedly made the city a nasty mess, I'll give you that. But they won't tell us anything beyond that. All we ought to do is go and kill whoever we're ordered to kill. Such are the principles of a fixer, and this city as a whole. Say, kid, how many kills have you scored in this war until now? 23. Think your life is worth more than 23 people? No. All I did was strike at them with my sword so I could live. My life probably isn't worth more than one. Anything more than one. And yet some higher-ups believe that a handful of this smoke is worth more than tens of thousands of lives. Watch. That's the source of this smoke. Downright hideous, yet expected. Brr. You vomit with your mask on? Humph. Filthy tot, you made me queasy as well. What is that thing? You'd better get used to this kind of scenery. The singularities that keep the city running all have a nasty truth or two hidden from the public eye. We'll be subjected to amnesiac treatment now that we've seen this, though this disgust won't go away entirely. So it's like the SCP Foundation. Which, to be fair, the original game was based on, so... What? This is what's behind the splendor of the city? The city could be in motion thanks to this crap? You learned a valuable lesson today, kid. I don't exactly remember the source of the smoke I witnessed that day, but I can't forget the dreadful image of what makes this city a preposterous place. This sickening world itself. They don't realize that their convenience is built on the sacrifice of numerous others. They wouldn't even want to know. After the war, I blended back into the city and kept working as a fixer. Numerous people came and went in my life. Countless crises and hardships later, all that remained by my side were the 12 fixers in Charles's office. Get that thing out of my face!
Sheesh, that's a nasty sleeping habit you have there, mister. Ah, so we get to see his initial meeting of Angelica.
I just nodded off for a moment, that's all. What are you? Oh, you must be the new one. You know how everyone else who took this request died awful deaths, right?
Why should I begrudge it, since during the hours when my soul crushed the depths of my heart, it was seated there beside me?
Is that a poem? Great. I get to work with a sicko. Ah! That sounded like a bash. What the fuck?
It's a passage from a poem I like.
I was right.
Also, we get to see your face this time. This is the first time we have ever seen your face in this game, Angelica. We've always seen the back of your head, never your face. That is quite interesting. Huh. That's actually kind of awesome. It helps me accept the agony, rather than suffer trying to shake it off.
Just what kind of augmentation did you get to be so strong? You almost crushed the back of my skull. Ugh!
You aren't any less of a sicko if I'm being honest, mister. I heard that you keep that mask on at all times like a creepy psycho. That said, I also heard you're quite skilled. Say, mister, why don't you take your mask off anyway?
Don't pry. We're both grade 1. Let's not cross each other's lines. You know the unspoken rules.
No, I don't, mister.
Stop with that mister crap. It's making me feel awkward. The documents say you're older than me too. And I swear I'm gonna pay you back for hitting me twice before the contract with Charlie's office ends, so you'd better be prepared.
You mean 3 times, my good Mr. Sir?
That was a lot of speech then, Angelica. Good Mr. Sir. That seemed a little over the top. Huh? But I could have sworn I only got hit twice. You piece of...
Ah, young love, how it blooms.
I first met Angelica while taking on a case concerning a star of the city. It's pretty much unavoidable to talk with co-workers on a long-term mission. Perhaps I should have kept my silence. Was it because of all my colleagues? No, all the people who died so early and suddenly before I could even call them colleagues, that I grew a yearning for something more. Why did I bother opening up to her?
I was from the outskirts. To be precise, I was a test subject in a wing, apparently. And when they were done experimenting with me, they dumped me in the outskirts. I don't really remember what kind of experiments I went through, but the horrible feeling still persists.
How unfortunate.
You're cold, mister.
It's just too banal.
Yeah, I guess it really is a cliché story when you put it that way. What about you? Tell me something more about your mask.
Focus on work. I started wearing a mask following my grand's advice. Her reason was that as a fixer, it's important to not let your potential enemies remember your face, if I remember correctly. But now I had to keep my mask on for another reason. I couldn't stand to take it off. I couldn't stand to be in the open with a clear conscience in this city. The mask became my own enclosed world. I couldn't leave.
Please, don't take him to that room. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. So please, leave my brother be. Please, let him go. Ah!
Well, you finally hit her back. Dozing off in the middle of a mission, are you? I don't think you'll want to criticize anyone else's sleeping habits,
Hey, hold on. That hurt too much.
I still have 2 more hits to go. And wow, you're just dropping your courtesy because you're hurt?
I got a little... There. I got a little agitated. Sorry, mister. My childhood must have come back to me while I was asleep.
You told me about it before. The part about you having a brother is new to me, though.
What the Christ did they do to the pair of you? Because we already know the Blue Reverberation is a complete utter nutcase and sicko. So what happened in those experiments to turn them into what he is now? Or are those experiments what made him so powerful so that he could become a color? What about you, Roland? It's about time you told me something about yourself.
I participated in the Smoke War.
An arid smoke covered the whole city for a while thanks to that war.
Yep, and I saw the source of the smoke with my own 2 eyes. I can't remember what it was anymore, but I still have a feeling that I witnessed something I shouldn't have to this day. And the feeling that I'm taking part in something no better than fueling that disgusting origin. It's like something is boiling within me.
Capricious amounts of agony surround the city. Maybe the reason you're always wearing that mask is...
Heads up! The target is approaching your location.
Olivia. I recognize that name! Where do I recognize the name Olivia? I swear that's a name we've seen in this game before. I don't remember where, though. Tell me in the comments if we've actually seen that name before, and if so, where, because I'm completely clueless.
Back to work. We're almost done with this long mission. The target Angelica and I were after was called Blood Red Knight. She employed sly trickery to kidnap people from the back streets and the nest alike. The victims were later found in the back streets as corpses. Animated corpses. The bodies are empty inside, no idea how they're able to move. But they kept walking anyway. They endlessly craved for fresh things, as if to fill their emptied bodies. She was only designated as a star of the city so quickly because the nest saw direct harm, I bet. We've arrived at her bedroom at long last.
So many people died on the way here.
You and I managed to survive it, though.
Should we consider that lucky or unlucky, mister?
Check this out. How many people did it take to make everything here? I'm guessing at least 3,000 folks.
Eleanor? Wait. The Eleanor that's currently a distortion, Eleanor. Because that eye thing looks familiar from when we saw her with the blue reverberation. So that means when we saw that highlight, Roland had seen Eleanor before. Meaning we're likely gonna get a grudge match against her some point during the story, I bet, right? We're gonna probably fight all the distortions anyway, which is probably when it's gonna be like, you get all 10 floors, go! It's the Bedour. Bedour? It's the amount of 4,172 people, if you want the exact number. You've made it quite far, a bit of an effort to catch me, seeing as you've come all the way here.
Sure as hell have. Took 2 damn years to track you down.
The strings decorating this room are all human blood vessels.
She's been kidnapping people at random and extracting all the veins from their bodies. The things we dealt with on our way here, the things we dealt with on our way were the shells you took all the veins out of, as I expected.
They were just crude contraptions of flesh, lacking their own will, unfortunately. It wasn't what I was looking for. I was hoping for the ones whose veins were flowing with blood that's a little more enticing.
Whatever your sentiment is, your little game ends now. Tonight a
star of the city shall fall. She's a rather persistent opponent.
We're almost there.
Hey, watch your back! Ah!
You didn't have to do that.
Ha, so sweet.
You damn bitch!
This won't be the last you see of me. The night shall fall once again someday.
Shut up and die!
Isn't that a lyric to a song?
People try not to care about the suffering of others. They only give a few dry words of consolidation. They never wish to truly understand each other's pain. But Angelica was different. She wanted to learn more about the pain I was bearing. My agony is abstract and enormous. Could you really understand me? Hey, Angelica, can you hear me?
You are like those who never left the sad fireside corner of my poor black heart. Shouldn't that be fireplace? I don't know the poem, so I'm not actually going to complain. Because I'm assuming that's a poem quote again. It's finally over. Good work, mister.
Keep it together. Hey, you can't just die like this. I can't have you die because of me. Don't close your eyes. Stay with me.
Cut it out, you dope. I'm not dead yet.
What?
I was just trying to lie flat and rest a bit. And then you almost beat me to death.
Thank goodness.
Are you actually relieved or what? It's hard to tell what you're thinking behind that mask, mister.
I'm wearing this mask because I don't want to show my face to anyone. I was not proud to face the abominable deeds of the city I'm contributing to. I don't want my my contorting face to be seen. I don't have the confidence to show myself to anyone. Sometimes I think, if we can kill so many people nonchalantly, just because associations and offices ordered us to, excusing it as part of our work, then we could be killed by someone with the same kind of excuses. Even if we were to get murdered in the city one day, we wouldn't be able to make any complaints about it. That's what makes me scared.
And then he just shatters his mask, or she shatters his mask, or something. Yep, that's a problematic face, alright. I guess you really were worried for me, though. It's bearable to look at.
Gah, my face. It hurts.
I don't get why you care so much about all the problems in the city, like that's your burden. That's that, and this is this, you know?
That's that, and this is this. Yeah, I guess that's how this city is. The person who broke into my world. The person who then became the new foundation of my world. She showed me the way to turn away from the city's agonies, even without my mask. You may have been a good person, but I would not consider you a wise one. You heard about the pain I was bearing, and taught me how to turn a blind eye to it. You said you embraced the pain, but you only pretended to do so. Oh, my sorrow, you are better than a well-beloved.
Have you enjoyed your dream? Well, you certainly look fun like that, Roland. And I'm kind of fearful of what you look like right now.
I am but one of the many who play the tunes of the apocalypse in the abyss.
Could you be any more obvious about what we're about to fight, Roland? Could you? We already know we're gonna fight him. We're already terrified about fighting it. Don't make it worse. Come now. Once upon a time, in a warm and lush forest, lived 3 happy birds. Alright then. I wonder if we can be of any help. You're right, even minor thoughts are hard to change on my own. It needs a lot of energy to take a revelation and actually change your mindset. Dunno, we've got to do what we can somehow. Indeed, we shall let him freely utter his sentiments first. I mean, alright then. I always roam the forest. Who knows? Maybe there are children out there who need my help? Who's to say? I should do something for the safety of the creatures in the forest. You mean like kill the intruders, which is me? No one has to worry. You'll be safe as long as I'm here. I'm not convinced. It's time to patrol the forest. Okay. Let's brighten the road ahead so I can have a good view of the lives I must save. Alright. I always roam the forest. Who knows? Maybe there are children out there who need my help. Okay, that was the first line I read. Okay, we're back to the beginning. Okay, what do we have? You don't have anything. Noted. A lamp that burns forever. Starting with the first scene, inflicts a random assistant librarian with enchanted every 3 scenes. More librarians are affected with subsequent occurrences. Okay. Darkness. Starting with the 3rd scene, use the combat page Darkness every 3 scenes. Okay. Sleepy Eyes. Each time an ally is defeated, permanently gain 5 feeble and disarm. When all allies die, all stagger damage resistances change to fatal. Noted! So we need to kill everything. Okay. Let's see what happens then. Okay, so you're enchanted, so we need the birdcage. We don't have the birdcage thing. If we don't have the birdcage thing, how are we meant to stop it? Am I able to just regularly attack? I am allowed to regularly attack. Okay. I was not expecting that. Okay, so what are you guys doing? You're doing intense stare. Okay. You're doing pecking. You're doing an intense stare as well. And you're doing crap all so I can ignore you. Noted. It's a shame they're weak to whatchamacallit because we've got nothing to work with that. You can interact with that. And then I need to figure out something you can attack. Because of the simple fact, there is almost nothing you have available to you. Which one do I focus on first? Probably this one that's double attacking, so it won't get any dice to be able to stop us from what we're doing. So we just need... So, what I'm guessing is we need to kill everything and then interrupt your... whatchamacallit? Counter dice. Alright, so both of your attacks are being interrupted. Let's just see how this goes, because nothing's... Yeah. Thwack. Thwack. Well, that's kind of irritating. Oh yeah, you got +3 speed because slower speed die, of course. What was I thinking then? Well, that's an error on my part. Are you about to get staggered, or... Oh, interesting! We don't do any damage to you, only stagger damage. Huh. Okay. Well, let's grab the eternally lit lamp and give it to Maxium. Because of course it's going on Mr. Big and Tanky. You know? Alright. You've got nothing to gain. You've got pure the other die, so I should technically ignore you. Same with you. Well, they're doing crap all this turn. I can target whoever the bloody Christ I wish. Meanwhile, you really need to do something to gain some cards. Blue. Alright. I just realized I need someone to be attacking him. I am so glad I checked. I almost messed up very badly then. Alright. Okay. Let's go. Okay? And that thing is now staggered, and it is now dead. That thing is now staggered, and it is now dead. Right. Okay. You are going to kill yourself. You are just going to kill yourself this turn. What about you? Actually, inflict darkness on all characters, including self this scene. What the hell is darkness? Did you get anything that can actually help here? You did, actually! emotional turbulence. That won't help because you're getting fucking counter-diced. Can a counter-dice target a counter-dice? I don't know. I'm not risking. Right. I'm just having blue take the 15 damage because of the simple fact I don't know if counter-dice gets countered by counter-dice. You know? Because if counter-dice gets countered by counter-dice, then that leads to some very bad things. You know? Right. I think this is all we need, because you're going to kill yourself on the blocking that they're going to do. So... go. Wow, you failed the regale and the wall? I'm impressed by how bad you guys failed, honestly. Yeah, that's what I expect to see. Now I can get punishment. And give it to Maxium. Let's see. You have 2 burn and 2 health, which means you are going to die next scene. For now, though, I need to stop some people getting attacked. So, let's work out how I'm going to do that. I actually never checked. What's darkness do? Unaffected by power-related effects for 1 scene. Well, I'm glad you didn't die at the end of the last scene. Otherwise, I would have been tempted to just go straight for that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. That would have been bad. Right, so you're not attacking anyone. You're not attacking anyone. And that should be all that good. Right? Go! I just realized the big problem with blue attacking is that he causes burn. No matter what. Alright, but this time you are affected by the power crap, meaning I can just now nuke you down for all your goddamn worth. Can't I? Because you most definitely should not have any counter dice by the time I am done with you. Because I've got those attacks all on you. So, hopefully, this ought to work. Goodbye. 1 salvation. Goodbye the 2nd salvation. Awesome. And you are staggered. Nice. We're doing well. And now come out the dazzles. Because they're all dazzled. Yada, yada, yep. How the Christ did you get 4? Oh, is it because... Oh, it was because of your whatchamacallit. Now we get tilted scale because we require tilted scale. Simple as. Right. Who needs to rank up? Claire needs to rank up. But in order for Claire to rank up, she needs to change her current stance. Which stance do I want? I'm trying to remember the weaknesses I have for each stance. And I think I want slashing stance. Or, you know, I could just disposal the damn thing. And kill it straight out. No, I don't want to do that because Claire needs to rank up. But Guilt does also have points. So... But he doesn't have, charge. Right. Okay. That's what it is. Right. I have extreme doubts it can survive this turn. If you don't kill it, you probably will. And then if you don't, Maxium definitely will. Let's go. Precisely. Big Bird with its many eyes decided to watch the forest over for intruders. For Big Bird's eyes could see very far, but I didn't see the rest. Ooh, we actually have the text working on the side of the screen for this realization. Awesome! We get to see what everyone's saying. Is it right for someone to impose their own definition of justice and punishment and punish others based on it? Depends on the person. Right now we have that beast to handle. Hang on, we're not gonna have to face what I'm thinking of at the end of this, are we? Someone's getting wise about what kind of theme is following these abnormalities and what the Christ and hell we're going to have to fight, aren't they? Oh dear God. I would suggest you be faithful to the present moment rather than worry about the future. Reasonable advice! Reasonable advice! Alright, what do you say, Roland? But perhaps the same can be said of me. One is only obligated to follow their own justice. Okay. The pain of ripping myself open was nothing. The agony of losing you had numbed me. Huh. And I wish to inflict the pain back on them. Well, yeah, we've already seen you do that. Isn't it truly wicked to commit a sin and then fear the punishment? Maybe. If one commits sin, isn't it only right that they are justly punished? Potentially, depending. Bearing the karma of my loved one, I shall bring a just punishment upon those who robbed me of what is mine. Okay. We are punished for our sins, but it's clear that yet more will sprout from the roots of sin. Okay. Thus punishment must uproot sin. Okay. People have committed misdeeds since long ago. And why do they commit them, knowing it's wrong? That's because it gets them bent to a better position. Perhaps the same can be said of me. One is only obligated to follow their own justice. Okay, we're back to the beginning. Alright. Let's read everything. To protect. When Roland is not in punishment mode, gain vigilance every scene, and switch between attack and defense modes. Okay. Chase away. When Roland is in punishment mode, enter attack mode for the scene. Okay. Forest Keeper. Prioritizes targeting staggered characters. Offense dice gain +2 power against targets with lower speed. So you gain the lower speed thing as well. Which, from the looks of it, none of you are ever going to see. Roost. HP does not go below 1. When HP drops to 1, go into a dormant state and awaken in 3 scenes with full HP and stagger resist. Okay, that leads to some interesting conclusions, that. What about you, Roland? Misdeeds not allowed. Offensive dice gain +50 power when clashing against offensive dice. Noted! Not allowed to clash with you. They must be punished. If the character takes damage, inflict punishee on the attacker. Enters punishment mode next scene. How can we punish you then? Punishment. In punishment mode, the number of speed die increases to 5 for 1 scene, and uses a special combat page against the character that attacked him last. Also, all stagger damage resistances change to fatal. So, I'm guessing this punishment thing is you kill someone, but we're meant to stagger you before that happens, right? Kinda like how the big bad wolf works. Okay. So, you gain strength. Gain strength equal to the amount of times allies with lower speed were attacked this scene. So we need to attack them in order. Noted. So, what are you doing? Preen. Okay, you're doing crap all. But you get +50 power against whatchamacallit dice. So, logically, I need to use a defensive dice against those, right? What about these guys? Smack. Break all dice on the target's page and stagger the target. That's not allowed to exist. What about you? You're also doing that. And then you two are doing crap all. You're also weak to bludgeoning. Should I? I mean, it would probably kill them. Or stagger them. But it would also hit Roland, meaning he'd enter punishment mode, which is what we want. You also can Raging Love. And then you have the... Ooh! You know what? Let's just use all the mass attacks, and that should kill the little bastards. But then I have to deal with all of the counter dice, which is the problem. How do I deal with the counter dice? If I want to attack Roland this scene, how do I deal with the counter dice? Do I want to even try and deal with the counter dice? I'm not convinced. These things are more than likely staggered after getting triple mass attacked. So I don't think I need to worry about them doing stuff. You're gonna have to use that just so that you can give us our triple whatchamacallit next scene. I think you should change into a blunt stance this... I can't change this scene. I have to wait until next scene before I can change. But then I can do a blunt stance, which means I'll be able to work well. So if we just focus on doing absolutely crap all to Roland this scene and just take the goddamn hits, which most of us can because he's only attacking people resistant to bludgeoning. Yeah! Yeah! Let's do this. None of you have a counter dice, right? I just need to make sure none of you have a counter dice. An offensive counter dice at the very least. No? Good. Okay. Well, that went garbage. That went a lot worse than I had hoped. That went a lot better than I'd hoped. But then I've got you doing this. Which I think just one-shot everything. But because you don't die, I can do all these special attacks just to ensure whatchamacallit. We get our resources back. Okay. On hit, stagger target. That isn't much, honestly, that you're doing right there. You are, however, unfortunately, reasonably fast. And we don't want you staggering anyone. As we need to guarantee staggering the thing, I could mass attack again. No, I can't. I don't have enough life. Damn it. Granted, I didn't expect it to be so minor. I actually expected you to try and kill people. I'm also worried you're actually just going to flat out one-shot us this round. Or we're going to one-shot you, I should say. So I'm kind of the opinion I shouldn't be using as much light as I currently am. Some of the characters don't really have much choice, but others do. So we're gonna see how it goes all the same. Especially given the fact your little keepers are dead. Or non-helping. Ah! That was a bad move on my part. I got Binah staggered. But now you're staggered. Okay, guys, don't kill him. Don't. don't. No. Stop. Stop. Peace. You're dead. Small bird decided to punish the creature's wrongdoings with its beak. Okay. You didn't get any lines this time. I condemn you, but you will still commit more sin without end. All men sin, consciously or not. Well, that's just rude, saying we can do it subconsciously. And you lot have committed an unforgivable sin against me. You mean for beating you up? That's why you need to be judged. And this won't change. Okay. I was distressed because I couldn't overlook any little thing. Makes sense. There will never be a day when this scale of justice does not tilt. I will liberate you from an agonizing feeling of guilt. We have guilt. He's feeling fine. Living an honest life has to be an impossibility in this city. Yeah, probably, actually. There can't be such a thing as fairness. I shall judge you solely by my discrimination. Well, that's definitely unfair. When I've taken off the old sins, I shall be free at last. Right. When I lift these scales, I wish for immortality upon the sinner. What? That makes no sense. Okay, subconsciously or not. Okay, we're back to the beginning. Right. What are you doing? Runaway bird. Shrieking, piercing shriek. After taking an attack, uses the combat page, piercing shriek next scene. Tattered bandages. Takes no damage from burn, bleed, or fairy. I love how you had to include fairy. Just because of probably how I killed Judgment Bird last time. Mark of Sin. At the start of battle, gain 10 marks of sin. On hit, transfer a mark of sin onto the target. All dice gain power equal to the amount of marks of sin the target has. Unjust scale. Starting with scene 1, all characters gain 1 mark of sin at the end of each scene. Judgment. If a target has 5 or more marks of sin at the start of a scene, uses a special combat page, Judgment, on them. Ceaseless Judgment. If 3 or more characters have 3+ marks of sin at the start of the scene, use a mass attack, Ceaseless Judgment. Overflowing Misdeeds. After losing Judgment or Ceaseless Judgment, lose 25% max stagger. Okay. A mark of sin can be transferred to another character by hitting them. In other words, we need to hit the birds. Right? You're hitting a bird. You're not hitting... You're hitting Maxium, which is bad. And then you've got 2 attacks on Binah, which is equally bad. Okay. We need some goddamn tactics right here. At least we can actually transfer our sins to the little birds in this particular one, which I think is the main thing to remember. Binah is going to take a hit, but that's fine. Binah taking a singular hit can work with us. We also need to keep track of where all the sin is going. So, for instance, first up, you are attacking him. He should then dodge all of your attacks and inflict his sin onto you. Alright? You are then engaging with that. In which case, if you do gain a sin from Roland, because of the fact you got hit by that, you then bestow that sin upon the bird. So you should have 0 by the end of it. Next, you. That little bird. That you should probably win all your clashes again, apart from maybe the first block dice. But if you lose the first block dice, you will then win both bludgeon dices against the next 2 attacks to transfer both of your sins onto him. He will then hit you, in which you will probably win, get 1 sin, and then that sin will transfer over to there, but it's 2 attacks, so just in case you fail, you will get both. So, next, after that, Binah will have 2 sin on her. Which means she'll have 3. Which means we definitely require to intercept that attack, whether we win or fail. So, if you ready up versus that attack, then you can take your energy thing and transfer it over there. And with this... Fuck, I'm doing it in the wrong order. So by the end of this scene, we should hopefully not have too much sin on us. The birds are probably going to get judgmented immediately. Or the big mass attack, I should say. And then in that situation, we then can beat him up. Good dodge. That's fucking bad. That's extremely bad, that. Okay, so the icon remains even if we don't have any... whatchamacallit. Sin. Dodge. 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 Whack. 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 Kitty whack. Kitty whack. Kitty whack. Nice. Awesome. Nice. We have basically no sin. He has a lot. On use, instantly kill people with 3 marks. You have 2, you have 2, you have 1, you have 1, you have 1. Okay, this scene, guys, we need to stagger a bastard. Because he's gonna insta-kill all of our... you know, freebies. It's only 15, so it should be pretty damn easy for us to win it, honestly. Okay, so from the sheer amount of attacks that I'm doing on him, and the fact that a lot of them are actually piercing, a few of them are piercing, he should get staggered by the end of this round. Alright? Alright, let's go. I am very shocked the bird... No, the birds didn't live because of the fact they died because they had 3C. You are going to get staggered, Mr. Birdie. Yes! Staggered! Alright, there goes Justica. To keep the forest's peace, Longbird weighed the sins of those who entered the forest. The Longbird scare with fair and just and could weigh against any sin. Then in the middle of the chaotic cry, someone blasted. It's the beast, it's a big scary monster that lives in the big dark forest. Ah. Well, you look awesome, I'll give you that. When you reach the end, there will be no such thing as fear. No, true! I'm feeling all of it right now. Sync with me together. Don't take another step forward. And just stop here. No. This is my judgment and punishment against all. And salvation at the same time. What if something is taken from me while I turn away for a split second? Then you deal with it like a man. What if my mind wavered, deterred me from making a fair outcome? I'm pretty sure it already has, as you got 7 speed die! Seeing this, what can I accomplish with my small power? What small power?! The darkness will forever be the same, so I only have myself to trust. I surrender all of my being to the fire at last. Okay. The blade is always pointed in the same direction. The one that I deem correct. Huh. That's fair, honestly, I guess. Finally, the strength and outcome I have mustered are revealed. The time has come to punish my wrongdoings, and yours alike. Are you gonna start killing yourself? I am but one of many who play the tunes of the apocalypse in the abyss. I think you're the primary... I think you're the conductor, at least. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what the end might be like. That's what we've been feeling this entire time. Although the end won't be as excruciating as now, fearing what it might be. Yeah, no kidding. Those who endure until the last moments shall reach an apocalypse for themselves. So you're telling us to die? Nothing will dare harm you. You will! When you reach the end, there will be no such thing as fear. Are we back to the beginning now? Sync with me together. Don't take another step forward. Okay, yeah, we're together now. What is this? Apocalypse Bird's egg. Big eyes. Unaffected by power-related effects this scene. Okay. The monster in the Black Forest uses 3 out of 8 possible patterns over 3 scenes. What? The 3 birds. Every 2 scenes, switch the active egg. The effect for Apocalypse Bird. The Apocalypse Bird's egg cycle in the following order. Big eyes, small beak, long arms, repeat. Roland's resistances change depending on the currently active egg. So currently you're very, very weak to slashing. Note it. Cracking eggs. If staggered while Apocalypse Bird's egg is active, the character will lose HP, and the currently active egg will be permanently expired. At the start of a new scene, recover from stagger, purge all status ailments, and gain 2 strength and endurance. That bit I'm scared of. Eternal Peace. HP does not go below 75%. Big Bird's Recollection. Uses designated combat pages. This pattern will not be used once Big Bird's eggs expire. So I need to stagger you, is what I'm hearing. Mass attack. Target 2 librarians with the most heavy guilt. On use. On use. Targets are horrified next scene. Alright. Mass attack. Target loses 1 light. I don't like the fact you basically double mass attack the same thing. Light illuminating the forest. Inflict 1 bind and paralysis. If target is defeated by this, replay on another target. Okay then. And then your slam down is absolutely garbage. I do not want a ground smash right now. I don't think it'll do crap. What I need to concentrate on is this. I really hate this interface glitch in that you can't really target anywhere to have it fucking just stay still! Do I have to have my thing more... That's actually probably what it is. I need to reposition the camera, damn it. Honestly, so far from what I can see, your attacks really don't seem that bad. And you're probably gonna bite me in the arse for saying that. Try to figure out how to bite me in the arse for saying that, aren't you? So we're unaffected by power right now, meaning you might win those. You probably will win those. You probably will win those, and you will possibly win those. You should win at least 1 to be able to possibly counter that with. I also would like to note I only have 1 tier 2 effect. And I'd like to know why I only have 1 instead of 2, you know? Let's see, you've got... You've got 5 counter dice. Let's see how bad they actually wind up being, shall we? Go! Okay. We dodged that. Excellent. Two of you almost dodged it, and then Maxium gets hit again. And also, Maxium doesn't give a damn, because he's Maxium. And Binah has just removed all of the counter dice, allowing us to pretty much just go full ham. Is it immune to all damage? Out of interest. Okay, now I get this. Excellent. I'm not sure if I want Judgment right now, because Salvation could be very useful. At the same time, I'm not exactly sure how you work towards HP right now, because you don't seem to take any. But you're marked right now, which is the main thing. Can I see what Horrify does? All resistances change to Fatal. At the start of the scene, gain 4 paralysis. Fuck! I feel like going with Salvation. And giving it to you. I don't know why you, but you all the same. Summation. Peace for all. Why do you have the 3 use? Why does it say you're using 3 whatchamacallit? I also appear to have lost the Horrified effect. And not gained any weaknesses. So, I have no idea what the hell, what the Christing hell is actually going on right now. I think that's just showing the fact you've lost the light from losing those rounds, you know? Okay. Let's see how this round goes, because I'm kinda very scared of it. So, let's just make sure my camera is in a good position to see everything, you know? And go. Fuck. Maxium didn't get it. I'd hoped he would. He might get staggered this scene? Maybe? Probably not, no. Alright, you've changed your rank, which is now Small Bird. The cost of 2 random pages in the library's hand rise by 1 for the scene. Is that it? What else are you doing? What's your current weakness? Oh, it's whatchamacallit. Bludgeoning, is it? I could just do the shockwave and say fuck it. Against your non-dice. That should work at staggering you. Whether it does actually stagger you is the issue that I do not know the answer to. You need to change to fucking guarding stance, just desperately. just because you have a bunch of zero-cost cards that you can use for it. You know, at first I think, you know, just increasing the cost by 1 doesn't seem that bad. Then I look at the effects and I'm just like, I'm glad you're about to fucking get staggered. That is honestly the big question though. Do you actually lose your cards once you are staggered? Because we don't know. But I'm sure we're going to find out. You are likely going to hit Binah fairly hard. I suspect, using that Talon effect. Unless I do that, that should work. Then she can take the Talon effect instead. Alright, guys. Go. Okay, so it does lose everything. Excellent. And Smallbird's mouth could devour... And Smallbird's mouth could devour anything that was shut. What does Longbird do? It's immune to status ailments while this effect is active. At the start of the scene, purge all our status ailments. I don't give a crap about that. That's fine. Seriously, that is fine. I was gonna say, I'm guessing you're weak to piercing this time. Degraded Lock does crap all versus this boss. You, being a tank, have the ability to basically just... The fact this thing has +2 strength right now is what really worries me. You know? But at the same time, I'm basically locked for choices on what I can do against it. Okay, guys. Go. The fact it's got the mark on it should help purge every view of everything it has. That's another dice locked, so we don't need to worry about it. That's all of its counter dice purged, so we don't need to worry about them. I really would prefer if you didn't stagger it this round, so we... No! Actually do stagger it! Because if we stagger it, it can't benefit from power, aka strength. The gaze that always lowered upon the gaze that the head that always gazed lowered upon the cosmos, whatever. And every time we break an egg, it loses a dice. Ooh, that's awesome! It's got 1 stagger dice left. This is the fight of raw fucking numbers now. Because it's lost all of its bonuses. Or rather, it can't benefit from the bonuses, is a better way of saying. Yours is 4 to 7. So... that is likely my best choice. And we do also have the issue that we're all getting pretty damn low on stagger. It's part of the reason why I'm basically making sure Maxium doesn't ground smash, honestly. Okay, guys. Let's see how well you do. Fuck. Awesome. And... good enough. That's its counter dice removed. start obliterating its weaknesses. Ow! Fuck. Oh god. Fuck! Okay, we've now lost one person to the stagger. But only one, so it's not so bad. Do you mass attack every single round? Is that what I'm getting from this? In this particular phase? And you... This is the turn where you decided to go, oh, all in with the bull crap. Fuckity, 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 fuck. Can you withstand that? Yes, you can, but not if you get hit by that as well, which is guaranteed 8. So if you degradate chain that, you should definitely be able to stop that. And then you can fairy too. This is gonna be a very bad round. If Claire survives, I will be very happy, but I do have my doubts. Okay, guys. Pray and go. Good. Awesome. You guys avoided that, everyone who could. Fuck. Okay, you're still alive. Okay, yeah, good too. Awesome, that's one. Oh! Almost! Fuck! Big Bird's far-seeing eyes were blinded. Yes, the burn staggered it! So, what does it say now? Now it's just regular. Now it's just regular from the looks of things. It's ordinary and regular, but it is gaining the benefit of the strength, which is the big, big no-no that I do not like the look of. But then again, so is everything else that we do. Meaning, I can do a little bit of that just to make sure it loses another counter dice. What we really need to do now, guys, because we're kind of running out of light and stagger, is get staggered one at a time and just say go. Okay? And potentially work on the basis that we disposal it and see how that works. Because it is definitely below 50% HP, and it's definitely got mark on it. So, yeah. Because we just kind of need to kill the bastarding thing now. Boom. That's a good start. That was actually brilliant. That was unfortunate. That was amazing. Well done, Maxium. Blocked. Blocked. One little hit. Excellent. Is the Apocalypse Bird going to go down? Am I finally going to redeem myself against all the failures against birds by destroying him here and now? Probably not, but I'm allowed to hope. It has an awful lot of counter dice at its disposal right now. It's the big mean problem that we have at hand. Okay, guys. Another round! Let's go. Let's work on staggering it one more time. Which, with how things are going, shouldn't actually be that hard. And it's gone! You fall to the Parafox Archangel, bird! This requires a moment of satisfaction. The three birds now as one prowled the forest looking for the beast. They couldn't find it. There were no creatures, no sun, moon, no... How are we meant to read that? Victory. Ha ha ha. Die, die, apocalypse bird. What did we get from that? Long arms. Take no damage from certain status ailments. Burn, bleed, fairy, sin. That's a pretty damn good effect. Honestly, especially versus some bosses. Big eyes. The selected librarian is no longer influenced by power-related effects. Oh, I can understand why that can be a really good effect, but it can also be an exceptionally bad one, and I'm not sure if I could actually get myself to build something around that. Small beak. Add small beak to page to hand. Cost 0. On play. Return to hand. Take 5% max HP as damage. Restore 1 light. Ooh! Interesting. What else is there? Now we get the actual apocalypse bird effects. The beast activates when the librarian possesses all of the following abnormality pages. Big eyes, small beak, long arms. Oh god, you're not doing another combo floor, are you? I didn't like that with bloody Tibereth, but I suppose this time it's only 3, so it's not as bad, but still. After dealing 15 damage within a scene, absorb 1 light from the target and inflict 1 paralysis on all other characters next scene, 3 times per scene. Okay, so if you do more than 15 damage, so like 30 and then 45, you actually absorb 3 light and inflict 3 paralysis to all characters. That's pretty damn good, actually. But it's got that annoying little perk that you need all the other effects for it, which is kinda bad. Especially as you can't be related to power with it as well. Guardians of the Forest. All librarians gain 1 haste for the duration of the battle. If all 5 librarians each have an abnormality page, gain 1 strength and endurance in addition. Ooh, I like that! I like that! So that rewards you for spreading out your abnormality cards. Interesting! That's completely different, those two. When there is no intruder present, the first enemy the selected librarian attacks is marked as the intruder. All of the intruder's attacks deal 2 to 4 less physical and stagger damage. Also, the intruder takes 1 to 2 more bonus damage from attacks. That sounds decent, but you gotta remember, those numbers are actually kind of minor, and the kind of things you'd want that to affect, especially once you reach tier 3 abnormality cards, are more than likely big, massive bosses, which are probably doing more than 2 to 4 damage with those big, massive attacks in the first place. But then again, individual mass attacks are like are usually at most like 5 to 10, so that is actually pretty influential on that. So maybe I should stop talking, mostly because I'm running out of breath. Okay. And now we get to see these. So what do we have? Lamp. Mass attack. Combat start. Powers. Enemies are not influenced by power gain or loss for the scene. Ooh, I like that. I like that because you don't even need to hit with that for that to apply. I like that. Justica. Deal damage equal to 10% of the target's max HP. Maximum of 50. I like that as well. Man, these are really cheap cards. On use, reduce the cost of 2 random pages in hand by 1 until they're used. Does not stack. Pretty minor, honestly. Pretty minor, that. I'm not sure how I feel about Beak. It's kind of it's a big attack, but with a nice effect, but kind of minor. Twilight. Summation. On hit. Summation? 2 summation attack. Do you mean individual? Because that looks like that should be individual. That's probably individual. Mass attack. On use. If the user's HP is at 50% or lower, all dice on this page gain +8 power. Individual. Deal 50% more damage against targets with 50% or less HP. So if I gave that to Eugen, I could just automatically guarantee the +8 power every time, right? What? And that's Is that individual or is that one summation? Because I think they seem to be getting them mixed up. I'm not sure. I could believe that's individual, but I also see it making more sense for it to be a summation. So, no further comment.
Because I know that on the day of my final agony, you will be there lying in my sheets, oh sorrow, so that you might once again attempt to enter my heart. I'm scared. I'm afraid of what decision I might make in the end. I don't know how great that guy you've been watching was, but I'm just a nobody. I'm nothing more than a speck of rust on the gears of this world. I was just one of the many fool people partaking in this vile world. That's why I'm so afraid.
The city as it is, humans as they are, and us as we are. Observe simply what your eyes can see, without inputting any external values to it.
I've turned away from lots of things, saying that's that and this is this. We ran from reality, and my wife and I got what's coming to us. It's ultimately no one's fault that things went south. I guess I'm partly responsible for it too. I'm paying the price for remaining a bystander in this city.
Perhaps you are right.
But even if I didn't look away, could I have stopped this massive cycle alone?
Everything shall repeat. We managed to break the cycle one time, yet us librarians are now going through another repetition. What truly matters, however, is that the cycle did break at least once.
Breaking it once.
That is all I have to tell you. You may visit me for tea occasionally. Let us have trivial chit-chats from time to time.
From level 4 to level 6. Wow!
I enjoyed that, actually. I actually really enjoyed that because of the fact the fights were completely different from the abnormality fights. And then Apocalypse Bird was kinda... yeah, Apocalypse Bird. So yes! Looks like that's the end of the episode, everyone. So it looks like, what can I say other than thank you all for joining me today. I have been your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that until then, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.